You don't have to. Strip out your hinge screw head like you see here in the introduction. Now, I'll explain this to you in 1 second. If you strip out your screw head, you can remove them. But it's going to take a 1/2 inch drill bit, maybe a little smaller, and then you actually drill right down into it. Then you can grab it with some vice grips and then twist it and work it out. But you don't want to do that. So let me show you how to remove these without stripping the heads of your hinge screws. Because you also want to avoid this, okay? Or this. Now that's going to take some sanding, palm sander to remove, and so let's avoid it. Let me show you right now. Now this is a 20-year-old hinge, and you can see the buildup of the paint here. All right, so it's filled up the Phillips head. All right, what I've discovered, the best way to remove this is using trusty old knife and a needle. All right, now because the paint is dry, it's hard, this needle is not really going to penetrate this too well. All right, and there's, it'll take forever. So let's get it loose, okay? So let's get this knife in here, and what I like to do is clean away the surface. All right, in the next portion of this video, you see me working it, okay? And I'm not using a needle at all. All right, but by cleaning away the surface paint, all right, all right, this is 20 years of paint. But as you cut away, so you see it pops, it will pop, you get it just right. And then it's easier to release the paint that's in the groove of this Phillips, all right, and these grooves here. Now, once I get this loosened up, I can also get in here with the needle and clean it out a little more, because you want to be able to put your Phillips screwdriver in there, or your drill, but you got to get this cleaned out first, okay? At least partially cleaned out. All right, now it's partially cleaned out. Will this fit in there? Will it lock in? All right, it looks like it's possibly going to work, so let's just give it a little test. If not, we'll have to dig out more paint. Push in and then slightly pull. If it starts to strip, this is coming out this time. Sometimes it will not come out, and that was a success. Sometimes I'll show you how deep. All right, they will not come out, and it will strip it. Okay, so this is just partially cleaned out, just enough is able to grab the edges. Okay, other times if it's stuck, you've got to dig out that paint, or it will strip the head of it. Okay, so if it starts to slip at all, you have to stop turning. Now I'm just barely turning this to see if, and I'm pushing this in with quite a bit of force before I turn it on. All right, so in the next portion of this video, you will see some more demonstrations of how to remove these screws without stripping them. As you've seen in the beginning of this video, I used a drill. It was quite extensive, a lot of work, a lot of time. So this is worth the time it takes, and it's a lot faster just to pick the paint out of the grooves of the Phillips head. So you don't have a big problem and waste a whole bunch of time. And it's worth it. All right, so thanks for watching. I look forward to hear from you. Remember, tell a friend. It's a win-win-win. It's free to watch these how-to videos. And so I look forward to hear from you. And as always, never give up. Because here you find out there's always a way, always. Never give up. Bye for now. God bless. And continue to watch. I just ended it, but I did end it. There's more to come. So stay here and you'll see what's coming up next. How to remove your cabinet doors without stripping out the screws on your hinges, all right? And you don't have the problem. So let me show you how to do this. All right, I'm going to show you how to remove the paint out of your cabinet door screws, especially when they're just engulfed in paint. So no further ado, let's do this. And this is what you don't want to do. Okay, there's a 20-year-old hinge or older. You see the paint. I mean, they're just really heavily in there. Now I could take this Phillips, all right, and I could stick it in here, match it up to the Phillips head, and I could drive this in there with the hammer. Well, what's going to happen is you got this paint that you're going to smash down in those grooves. Well, it's going to build it up, and it's going to push this out even though you've driven it in and you've just compacted the paint. That can lead to them stripping out, and then you've got to cut them out, use a Dremel and cut a slot and try to get it out with the slot or a chisel type screwdriver. It just makes for a real big problem and lots of time. Okay, and if you're cutting them out, you could cut your wood and then you've got to fill it. It just causes an unnecessary problem. So I'm going to show you the technique that I'm using. And this is the end results. Okay, you clean it out. And that one's in the process of being cleaned out. So I'll show you how I'm going to do this. Okay, first thing I do is I start picking around the head. And I get the paint off around it, okay? Then I go in here and I press in right there on the edge and I work it. All right, and then I lift and I pick the paint out. Now this takes some time, all right? And if you do it just right, you can actually remove the center that I just dropped. Anyways, you can get it out sometimes. Anyways, this is how it works. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pick this out carefully. Okay, and you get it cleaned out of here. And you just get real careful with it and you get it picked out. You catch it from all these angles. You catch it from the groove here for the Phillips edge. All right, and you get it picked out. As you see, it's starting. All right, and you just keep picking and picking, and you lift it out. All right. Okay. And you just continue to lift and dig into it. All right. I catch it in different angles, different positions. I catch the grooves. Okay. And you get it out of there. And I'll continue to work at this. When I get done, I'll show you. All right, here's how I'll demonstrate. You push in at this point, right there in that groove, and you kind of come forward and you pick it out. You catch it from the top and you push it in. You just kind of work it down and pull it out. And you get it all cleaned out. All right, now your Phillips will work. Or else this is what you can end up with. And this is what you don't want. All right, this, I ended up having to bend it and then twist it and continue to turn it and work it out of there. That was a lot of work and a lot of time to get that hinge off. This is why you want to take the time to pick these out. And you can see the progress here. All right, it's a little bit more. All right, little by little it comes out, see? And you can see it's basically good. All right, I'm going to get a little bit more and continue to work it. You want to clean the outside of the surface off first. All right, you can see there's still a little bit of paint in there, but not bad. This one's completely cleaned out. So let's see. This will go in there. If I can get it to go in, and I don't have to clean it, and we'll have to do a little test. It's got it. And it's coming out. You can hear it slipping even, but it's coming out.